The new iPhone 15 Pro has finally arrived and brings with it a lot of important changes, a new titanium frame, a new processor, the Type-C port, and much more, but the coolest and most important change happened to the camera. So I decided to check how much better videos can the 15 Pro shoot compared to the 14 Pro. Why am I comparing iPhones? I believe that the camera system on the iPhone is the best for shooting almost any type of content. All iPhone camera modules shoot video in 4K 60 with excellent stabilization. This is true both for the 14 Pro and the 15 Pro. As for the camera modules themselves, the 14 and 15 Pro have a 48 megapixel main sensor, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and a 12 megapixel telephoto lens with 3x zoom. In terms of hardware, both phones are identical, but the 15 Pro has one noticeable advantage: more modern algorithms and the ability to shoot in log. But I will come back to that later. I don't see the point in comparing photos because today I want to focus on shooting videos. So let's start with video shot with the default camera app. Both smartphones can shoot video in ProRes. ProRes is a special codec that preserves a huge amount of information and detail. However, the 14 Pro can only shoot at maximum resolution of 4K 30, while the 15 Pro can shoot at 4K 60 when connected to an external storage device. I don't think I need to explain the importance of double the frame rate. The smoother the video, the better. So if we put two videos in ProRes 4K next to each other, shot in daylight with the main camera, there is virtually no difference. Due to the same codec and sensor, all the work of improving the image on the iPhone 15 Pro falls on the shoulders of the updated algorithms. These algorithms try to preserve as much dynamic range as possible and increase the amount of detail in the shadows. And if we take a closer look at the videos, we can see a microscopic difference in detail in the shadows and a slightly better dynamic range on the iPhone 15 Pro. This difference is not big and it is almost impossible to notice it with the naked eye. The same goes for the ultra-wide. A little more detail is preserved on the iPhone 15 Pro, but the overall amount of detail is very similar to the 14 Pro. And as expected, if we compare the video from the telephoto lens, the result will be absolutely identical. This was to be expected because the main feature of the iPhone 15 Pro is not shooting standard videos. But before we move on to shooting in log, let's take a look at video shot in low light. In low light conditions, smartphones have to work overtime to produce a decent image. This is where the iPhone 15 Pro has the edge over the 14 Pro. The 15 Pro has much better color reproduction, resulting in more natural looking videos. The 14 Pro, on the other hand, produces images that look less realistic and a bit over-processed. The amount of detail and texture is also generally better on the iPhone 15 Pro, but not always. In some cases, the 14 Pro preserves certain textures better than the 15 Pro. It is hard to predict which phone will produce better results in any given situation. In most cases, the 15 Pro yields the most natural looking footage, albeit with some noise. Ultra-wide video in low light conditions is generally a bad idea on both phones, since the small sensor means a grainy image. Telephoto video is slightly better, but still not ideal. In standard color mode, the results are similar on both phones, with a slight edge to the iPhone 15 Pro. Next up, we'll move on to more professional videography. This is a good time to remind you of the importance of choosing the right video editor. For easy and fast video editing, you need a simple and intuitive video editor like Movavi Video Editor. It has a huge range of cool effects, animations, music, and everything you need to create stunning videos. The Movavi Video Editor also offers a variety of smart features such as AI background removal, AI noise removal, chroma key, and super accurate tracking. In short, it's the best video editor for both beginners and experienced editors. And now the most interesting part. You can get the brand new Movavi Video Editor 2024 annual plan, the ultimate tool to create awesome videos easily. Hit the link below and grab your simple yet powerful editor for creating wow videos at a special 15% discount with promo code VLOGMAJOR. It's a limited time offer, so don't miss out. And now the main feature of the iPhone 15 Pro comes into play: shooting video in log. Log is a special color profile that preserves maximum color information and allows for very flexible color grading. In addition, when shooting in log, software image processing algorithms are almost completely disabled, which helps to avoid some quality issues. Let's take again a video shot in daylight conditions on the standard color profile on the 14 Pro and log on the 15 Pro. Without any color grading, the video on the 15 looks gray and colorless, but that's the point. By applying a little color grading magic, I can convert the image to the same color profile as on the 14 Pro. However, despite the similarity in the color, the quality difference is huge. The video on the 14 has unrealistic colors and terrible over-sharpening. Even without zooming in, it becomes clear that the 15 Pro preserves much more detail and has no software sharpening. This makes the videos look much more realistic and natural. Videos from the 15 Pro don't look like videos shot on a smartphone. They look like something shot on a real professional camera. An inexperienced person will never notice the difference between 15's video and a camera, and all thanks to log. A great demonstration of how cool log is on the iPhone 15 Pro are videos with a face in the frame. Even without a detailed analysis, it is already clear how much worse the picture on the 14 Pro is than on the 15. Color accuracy, amount of detail, the depth, all this is much better on the 15 Pro. Just look at the face. On the 14 Pro it looks flat, and at the same time, the over-sharpening is clearly visible. This gives away the fact that the video was shot on an iPhone. On the 15 Pro, the situation is completely different. Thanks to the absence of processing algorithms, natural depth and volume are preserved. The face does not look like a pancake, and shadows help to add depth to it. In addition, the amount of detail in the face is very natural. If we compare videos in low light, then the situation will also be similar. Both smartphones are equally struggling and trying to make the video better, but the result is different. On the 14 Pro, the image turns out to be as expected as possible. Strange shades, noise, lack of detail. On the 15 Pro, we can again see that the colors are more realistic. The noise is less visible, but less. Yes, in some places, detail and dynamic range may suffer, but I believe that realism is much more important than perfectionism. Another camera mode worth comparing is action mode. In this mode, the video resolution drops to 2.8K on the 14 Pro and 15 Pro. However, this allows for super cool stabilization. Shaky videos turn into smooth ones, and by the way, no one will notice a slight loss of resolution. In the standard color profile, the videos from both smartphones look absolutely identical, but as soon as we turn on log on the iPhone 15 Pro, watching the video from the 14 Pro becomes simply unpleasant. Details, colors, the realism, all this on the 15 is simply better. In general, this mode is great for any dynamic scenes. If you're running somewhere, riding a motorcycle, bicycle, or just need to shoot some camera pans, the iPhone 15 Pro is the best phone for that. Again, all thanks to log. Also, the iPhone 14 and 15 Pro have a great cinematic mode. In this mode, the background is blurred out using software, and sometimes this leads to unexpectedly great results. In general, this camera mode requires quite a bit of skill to be used to its full potential. For example, it is good at separating people from the background, but as soon as there are active movements or small elements in the frame, everything falls apart and stops looking natural. The separation and blur are usually not very realistic, and often you can see artifacts or a kind of haze around the person. In addition, log does not work in this mode on the iPhone 15 Pro. Therefore, all cinematic videos shot on the 15 Pro will be absolutely identical to videos from the 14 Pro. Unfortunately, there have been no changes done to this mode, but if you want beautiful videos that look like a million books, you definitely shouldn't use cinematic mode. For a big part of the video, I've been talking about the benefits of shooting in log. It's a really cool feature, but you need to be ready for certain complications. Shooting in ProRes requires a lot of storage space, and the videos themselves can make even a powerful computer sweat. But this is only if you shoot in the standard camera app, because if you really want to use your iPhone camera to the fullest, you need to install the Blackmagic Cam app. This app turns your iPhone into practically professional camera. You can manually control focus, set white balance, ISO, and also change codecs as you see fit. For example, on the iPhone 15 Pro, I can go into the settings and select H.265 instead of ProRes and still shoot in log. This way, I can save gigabytes of memory on every minute of video, since the compression in this codec is super efficient without a noticeable loss in quality. Unfortunately, this app does not bring log to the iPhone 14 Pro, which is a shame. It would seem that the conclusion is simple: buy the iPhone 15 Pro. On one hand, I really want to give this advice. By buying the iPhone 15 Pro, you can forget about the need to buy a camera for several years. However, the 14 Pro can now be found at very attractive prices, especially in the used market. And most people will not care about the inconsistent white balance in the video or over sharpening. Therefore, here's my advice. If you're just thinking about creating a YouTube channel, channel, but you already need to change your smartphone, you can safely buy the 14 Pro. But if you have already tried and learned how to quickly shoot and edit videos, then it is best to go for the iPhone 15 Pro. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you in the next video.